Bianca Belair shocks the WWE Universe by betraying Jade Cargill at WrestleMania. Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we've got some truly surprising and heartwarming news from the WWE Universe. WrestleMania, the grandest stage of them all. A night where legacies are made, and history is written in gold. But at this year's WrestleMania, one moment silenced the entire stadium. Bianca Belair, one of WWE's most beloved and dominant superstars, shocked the WWE Universe by betraying her close ally, Jade Cargill, in the middle of the ring, turning what should have been a celebration into an emotional catastrophe. This is the full story of how Bianca Belair broke the hearts of millions, left Jade Cargill devastated, and changed the future of WWE in one devastating moment. The Unlikely Alliance. It began as an unlikely but exciting alliance. Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, two of the most athletically gifted women in WWE history, joined forces just months before WrestleMania. While fans initially saw them as rivals, the duo shocked everyone when they began teaming up to take down common enemies like Damage Control, Rhea Ripley, and even Becky Lynch. Their chemistry was undeniable. Bianca's speed and raw strength, paired with Jade's sheer dominance and presence, made them nearly unbeatable. The tag division trembled when they arrived. In every promo, they stood side by side, two queens united by power, style, and ambition. They called themselves Power and Glory, a tag team destined to reshape the WWE Women's division. And leading into WrestleMania, they were booked in a high-profile match, Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill versus Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton. It was billed as a show stealer, a chance to prove that this duo wasn't just hype, they were the future. But underneath the glamour, jealousy and resentment were quietly building, subtle signs of trouble. While fans were cheering the alliance, backstage whispers told a different story. Sources reported that Bianca was growing frustrated with the attention Jade Cargill was getting. Despite being newer to WWE, Jade was getting spotlight interviews, main event segments, and endorsement deals. WWE marketing pushed her hard, and some believed it was at Bianca's expense. Jade Cargill's WWE debut had been hyped for nearly a year. Her undefeated streak in AEW followed her, and the company clearly saw her as a generational star. For Bianca, a former Raw and SmackDown Women's Champion who carried the brand during the pandemic era, it felt like her contributions were being overshadowed. Interviews leading up to WrestleMania showed subtle cracks. When asked about Jade, Bianca would smile, but the words felt rehearsed. She's strong. She's making moves. I respect that. But I've been here building this for years. Let's not forget that. It wasn't open hostility, but the tension was there. And at WrestleMania, that tension would explode. WrestleMania begins. The lights in the stadium dimmed. The crowd roared. WrestleMania was live, and the entrances were legendary. Jade Cargill arrived first, stepping out in shimmering emerald gear, her aura radiating dominance. Then came Bianca Belair, whipping her braid and dancing down the ramp with her usual charisma, but with an icy undertone. Together, they entered the ring. They looked united, focused, ready. Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton were introduced next, the perfect heels for a high-stakes showdown. The bell rang, and the match began. Early on, it was a clinic in power and athleticism. Bianca and Jade worked seamlessly, executing tandem moves, isolating Charlotte, and keeping Tiffany grounded. But around the 10-minute mark, something changed. Bianca began ignoring Jade's tags. At one point, Jade extended her hand, expecting the hot tag, and Bianca just stared at her, before walking away and handling things herself. The crowd started noticing. Commentary played it off as Bianca being in the zone, but fans online weren't buying it. Something was off. The betrayal. Then came the shocking moment. Charlotte had been taken out with a spinebuster by Jade. Tiffany Stratton crawled toward the ropes, vulnerable and alone. Jade pointed at Bianca and yelled, "Finish this with me." Bianca climbed the apron slowly. Jade reached out for the tag. The crowd rose to their feet. And then Bianca dropped down from the apron. The betrayal began. Confusion washed over Jade's face as Bianca walked around the ring, ignoring her. Jade, distracted, turned around, and boom, a running knee from Tiffany took her out. The match continued in chaos, but Bianca didn't help. She simply stood ringside, arms folded, watching emotionless as Charlotte and Tiffany double-teamed Jade and hit a devastating natural selection, moonsault combo for the win. 3 count. Ding, ding, ding. And then it got worse. As the bell rang and Charlotte and Tiffany left, Bianca entered the ring. The crowd was booing, unsure of what they were witnessing. Jade was on her knees, hurt and confused. Bianca walked over, paused, and slapped her across the face. The entire stadium gasped. Bianca then grabbed Jade and hit her with the KOD, driving her former partner into the mat in the middle of WrestleMania. Silence. Shock. Betrayal. Bianca stood tall over her fallen ally, looked directly into the hard camera, and whispered, "I am the EST. Always was. Always will be." Aftermath. Backstage, WWE officials and talent were left stunned. Wrestlers reportedly had no idea Bianca was going to go that far. The betrayal wasn't just storyline. It had real emotional weight. Bianca and Jade had trained together, traveled together, and built a sisterhood on camera and off. Jade Cargill was taken to the medical facility for evaluation, having suffered a mild concussion from the attack. She was later seen leaving the stadium, refusing interviews, clearly shaken and hurt. Meanwhile, Bianca Belair was silent. No interviews. No social media posts. Until the next night on Raw. Bianca explains. The WWE Universe waited with bated breath as Bianca walked to the ring 24 hours after WrestleMania. The crowd booed louder than ever before. But Bianca didn't flinch. She grabbed the mic, stood in the center of the ring, and delivered one of the coldest promos of her career. "I built this division. I was the main event when no one else was ready. I carried this company when the world shut down. I beat Sasha Banks. I beat Bayley. I beat Becky. I earned every single thing I got. And then what? Some new girl shows up with her Instagram followers and gets the red carpet? Gets tag matches? Main event hype? All because she looked good in green and talked loud? Nah, that wasn't gonna fly. Not on my time. Jade Cargill was a guest in my house. And last night, I evicted her." The boos turned into stunned silence. Bianca had turned heel in one of the boldest ways imaginable. Jade returns. 2 weeks passed. No sign of Jade. No updates. Nothing. Then, on the 3rd episode of Raw after WrestleMania, the lights went out mid-show. A video package played, Jade Cargill walking through smoke, lifting weight. So what does this mean for the future of the WWE Women's Division? Bianca Belair has shattered her good girl image and embraced the villain within. Jade Cargill, once the unstoppable newcomer, now fights not just for glory, but for revenge. The betrayal at WrestleMania wasn't just a storyline twist. It was a seismic shift in WWE. A reminder that even the brightest friendships can fade into darkness. And that in WWE, trust is always temporary.